Clemson travels to Louisville to take on the Cardinals at Papa John's Pepperoni with Extra Cheese Stadium. All right, that's next to the KFC Yum Arena, by the way. But welcome to the show. My name is Brock Page, and I have a diverse portfolio of trying to predict the outcomes of things I have absolutely no control of. All right, Clemson opened up as the 3-point favorites, and the total at 59.5. Since the betting opened up, we've seen very slight fluctuation of this line. Some books have had it as high as Clemson -4, and other books have had it at -2. Depending on where you're shopping, I currently have the Clemson Tigers -3 against the spread, with the total moving downward to 57.5 points. Currently, the Tigers are the $1.55 moneyline favorites, and at the moment, 57% of the actions on Clemson. Now, if you're a Clemson bettor, I really can't see your number improving in this spot. I mean, you can always, hope it gets down to 2.5 and buy the hook, but you really got to do some legwork and try to find a book that's offering that number of 2.5. Overall, I think most books will have this game as low as 3 points, and I really see this one moving in just one direction, and that's higher. But if you're a Clemson bettor, you may want to lock it in at -3. Regardless, this Clemson ball club is 2-0 against the number overall, and of course 2-0 as the favorite. They're going up against a Louisville team who failed to cover at home against the Purdue Boilermakers. All told, I really think the case for the defending champs can certainly be made, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Give me Clemson -3 with the over 57.5 points. Conversely, I think the Tigers win it outright for some money line cash. All told, I'm predicting a final score of 31-27 Clemson. All right, next game I have for you. It is going to be Oregon traveling to Wyoming to take on the Cowboys at War Memorial. Oregon opened up as the 14-point favorites with the total at an even 65. Since the betting opened up, most of that early money actually came in on Wyoming to cover that large number. The Oregon Ducks are now laying 13.5 against the spread, with the total moving downward to an even 62. Currently, the Ducks are the moneyline favorites at 550, and at the moment, 70% of the action's on the Ducks, so look for that closing number to end up back around 14 or even 15 points. Okay, moving on. Oregon's going up against a Wyoming squad who's 0-1 against the number and winless as the official underdog. I think 2 touchdowns are pretty good value for Oregon bettors, even being on the road at that matter. Can't imagine crowd noise would be a factor at the line of scrimmage. I'm liking Oregon to score a lot of points. I'm liking Wyoming to score a little amount of points. I'm buying the hook and taking Oregon -13 with the under 62. Kind of silly to make a money line play here in this spot, but I think the Ducks will definitely win it outright here. Might want to take the money line and a 3-team parlay here. All told, I'm predicting a final score of 45-10 Ducks. Moving on, Kentucky travels to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks in the WB. The Cocks opened up the betting as the 5-point favorites, and the total at an even 52. Since the betting opened up, good amount of that early money came pouring in on the Gamecocks. They are now -5.5 against the spread, with the total moving downward to 50.5. Currently, South Carolina's laying 220 as the moneyline favorites, and at the moment, a staggering 72% of the cash is being wagered on the Gamecocks. Look for that line, obviously, to move with that figure in mind, and by kickoff you could see it as high as 6 or even 7. So if you're loving the Cocks, act quickly. Honestly, I'm staying away from any action on this Kentucky squad. I know that there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to betting, pun intended, but I'm not even going to wait for this one to get to 7 points, 7.5, 8 points, and then tease it. I like South Carolina all the way in this one. I'm buying the hook and bringing that number back down to the original opening line of -5. I'm also picking the Gamecocks to win it outright with the under 50.5. I'm predicting a final score of 28-21 South Carolina. Next game I have for you, it is going to be, and I'll tell you, this is a doozy here, Georgia State traveling to Penn State to take on the Nittany Lions. I'll save you some time here. Penn State's laying 36. Give me the Penn State Nittany Lions minus 36. Getting the job done against Georgia State High School, or D2 school, I don't know what they are. All right, folks, next and final game for the show. It's my Instagram quick pick, so I got to move. I'm talking about Stanford laying the 8 at San Diego State with the total at an even 48. I think the scoring in this one's going to surprise us. I'm going against the betting public when it comes to the total. Give me the over 48. I do, however, agree with the 68% of the betting public that has action on Stanford. Give me the Cardinal minus 8 and winning it outright for some money line cash. I'm predicting a final score of 30-21 Stanford. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.